Welcome back to the most unprofessional sports channel on YouTube. Welcome back to Swivel Chair Sports. I'm your host, Zach Circleberg Burkle. Here with my co-host today, Aaron. Go ahead and say hi, Aaron.
Hi, Aaron.
Please make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy our content. Other than that, let's get into it. So, this video we'll be talking about the upcoming conference football championship games in the college football realm. Pac-12, SEC, Big 12, Big 10, ACC. Who will win these five power conferences? Power 5 conferences, you may say, even.
Wow. Somebody should have thought of that before.
I know. Crazy I came up with that off the top of my head. The 5 conferences of power, though, who will actually be losing
Fantastic
one.
Four next year.
It's about to be a Fantastic Four next year. R.I.P. Pac-12. Having their championship weekends this upcoming Week 14. We'll be taking a look at all of them and giving you our predictions for who we think will come out on top this week in the college conference football championships. Starting off out west, we got the Pac-12. Oregon versus Washington on Friday, December 1st at 7 p.m. on ABC, for those of you in the United States of America. They're playing at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada. But, Aaron, let's get down to the nitty-gritty. Oregon, Washington. Who you got?
You know, going into this last week, I had been dead set on one team the entire season. I thought they were the better team, but I may have changed my mind. I think Washington gets it done yet again. I thought Oregon was just dominating other teams. They looked really good on both sides of the ball. And I didn't have any faith in Washington's defense, but these last 2 weeks, Washington's really kind of come out and show that they can play a little bit of defense. Granted, that Oregon State game, that was in a really heavy kind of rain storm, so that's got to be taken into account. But 24-21 against Washington State, it's not a shootout like we've kind of seen with them through most of their games. So I think maybe Washington's might have found their stride on defense, and I think they come through yet again against Oregon.
Yeah, I have Oregon. I have Oregon winning this game. And I'll give you one reason why. I think Washington's tired. They're burnt out, man. Like, take a look at their last few games. Washington State, that's always a battle between the two of them, the in-state rivalry. Before that, you had Oregon State, number 11 ranked team in the nation. They beat by 2. Before that, you had Utah, number 18 ranked team in the nation. They beat by 7. Before that, you had USC, number 20 ranked team in the nation. They beat by 10. I think Washington is exhausted. I think the big Phoenix energy is about to... it's about to be deflated a little bit. Like a little bit of flatulence. Or not flatulence, flaccidness. With the big Phoenix
And out the phallic references this time, huh?
Yeah. Flatulence is not what I meant. I meant flaccidness. I think Oregon's gonna come out on top. Obviously, it was really close the first time these two teams played, coming down to 3 points. I think Bo Nix has really found his stride offensively. I think that Oregon team is playing at another level right now. I looked at the last few games for Washington. Let's look at the last few games for Oregon, shall we? Ranked 16 Oregon State beat them 31-7. Unranked Arizona State beat them 49-13. Unranked USC beat them 36-27. Unranked Cal 63-19. Ranked 13 Utah, they beat them 35-6. So not only has Oregon kind of played less competition as of late, Granted, some of those teams are similar, but they maybe weren't as competitive as they were when they played Washington. Oregon's just riding higher right now. That offense is playing better. That defense, you could argue, is playing better with only letting up 7 to Oregon State, 13 to Arizona State, 27 to USC, 19 to California, only 6 to Utah. Only giving up 6 points to Utah. So, yeah, I got Oregon winning this game. But I do think it'll be a dogfight.
Should be a good game.
It should be a good game. Should be a great game. And obviously the winner of that will go on to the college football playoffs with the loser. Unfortunately, barring any unforeseen circumstances, will unfortunately miss the college football playoffs. But that's the price you pay playing in the Pac-12. So, moving on to the Big 12 championship, we got the University of Texas, those Longhorns, playing the OSU Go Pokes Cowboys. Yeah, I mean, Go Pokes as a fan, but if I'm being honest, as an analyst, as the professional analyst I am, I got
professional.
I gotta have Texas coming out on top on this one. They are just too good of a team for Oklahoma State to overcome. I don't think I really have to elaborate too much on that.
I think Texas wins the game.
Do what?
I think Texas wins the game.
You think Texas wins the game? Why are you so tepid or timid?
I don't want to say it.
Are they back? Horns down? We're back!
God, I hope Oklahoma State wins.
Me too.
Hope they
Go
do.
Pokes. Go Pokes, baby. Go Pokes.
But I think Texas wins.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
If their fan base wasn't so goddamn annoying, I wouldn't have such a problem with Texas.
Reagan, if you're out there watching this video, I won't say your last name because I respect you. But go Pokes. He's a Texas fan. Moving on to the SEC, we got probably the most highly... Well, I don't know. Oregon-Washington's obviously a pretty big game. But right up there, you got Georgia and Alabama, right? Out of the SEC. If Bama wins this game, I think... I don't know. That's the thing. I don't think anybody knows what happens if Alabama wins this game. If Alabama wins this game, does Georgia make the tournament still? Does Bama even make the tournament at all? Like, do they both make it then, Aaron? Is that what happens if Alabama wins this game? They both make the college football playoffs? Really?
If Alabama wins, they should both make it.
What if Florida State wins?
Listen. Florida State will make it if they win. And if Alabama beats Georgia, Florida State will make it. Because that's just how the committee's going to work. Alabama and Georgia are two of the best teams in the country. They are definitely two of the top 4 best teams in the country.
Right.
So it should be them. But it's not going to be. I was just saying yes because it should be.
Okay. So assuming Florida State... So I do have this question. This is a serious question, though. If Florida State wins and Alabama wins... Who's that 4 seed?
I pull up my rankings again.
Is it Georgia? Is it Bama?
So
is it Ohio State? Is it Texas?
And Bama wins is what you're saying.
Yeah. No, Florida State wins. Florida State wins. Texas wins. And Alabama wins.
I think you put Texas in.
And Georgia out?
No, Florida State would still be in if they win. Florida State's in if they win.
Right, but if Georgia loses and Texas wins, so you got Texas and Bama. So you think Texas makes it over Georgia? Georgia falls to 5.
I think they put Texas in over. Yeah, I do.
Okay. Well, we'll talk about.
I think you have to reward that early tough head-to-head. Because if you don't, teams won't schedule it.
Right. That's fair. The Alabama-Texas head-to-head. Yeah, no, that's fair. I agree with that. We'll talk about the Florida State game in a second, but let's go ahead and go to the Big Ten with Michigan, Iowa. Michigan should win this game. Is there any reason to think Iowa can?
I don't think you have any idea how annoyed I would be if Iowa won this game. They have had zero offense all season, and yet they have scratched and clawed their way through the worst half of a conference in college football to somehow be 10-2 in the Big Ten championship game. They're going to get their ass waxed. They're going to lose by maybe 3 touchdowns. They might lose by 21. And you know what, Burke?
Yeah.
Michigan might only have to score 21 for that to be correct, because I don't know if Iowa can get the ball to the other half of the field. That's how bad their offense is.
Okay, I've heard their offense has not been great this year, but
It's terrible.
It's that bad. It's so
terrible.
bad. All right, well, that's something to look out for, ladies and gentlemen. Will Iowa score? Will Iowa score a point this weekend, ladies and gentlemen? We'll find out in the Big Ten championship game.
That might be a little bit of an exaggeration. They might score 6.
2 field goals?
Yeah.
That'll be cute. Little 36-6 job. Lose by 30.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, moving on to our last game, Florida State versus Louisville. Obviously, Louisville taking a huge hit with that loss to Kentucky this past weekend. But Florida State's down their starting quarterback. Kind of felt like this could go either way going into this past week. But with that Louisville loss to Kentucky, it feels less likely. Am I wrong to think that?
No. Louisville was just kind of a tough team to judge. Obviously, they had a bad loss to Pitt earlier in the season, and then just kind of rode a wave, and then lost to an okay Kentucky team, but that's still kind of an unacceptable loss when you're looking for a New Year's Six bowl bid.
Right.
And I think Tate Rodemaker looked a lot better than most people probably thought for Florida State. Granted, that was still a close game against Florida, who I also think is
Florida's better than they are
miss.
Than record-wise. Yeah, I think.
Yeah,
Florida's
they're a lot better than kind of what they seem. That was a close game, despite Florida being down their starting quarterback too. So
yeah,
I still tend to lean
that kind of
towards
sucks.
Florida State though.
Kind of sucks that Missouri knocked out Florida's starting quarterback, because if he would have played that game, we might have got a little bit of help there. And if Florida loses to Florida State, we might jump Florida State if Florida beats Florida State, but didn't happen. Yeah, kind of with you there. You said you got Florida State winning.
Yeah.
Yeah, same. I got Florida State winning this game, making the college football playoff. Probably as the 4 seed. Could be the 3 if Georgia does somehow lose, or Michigan, or Washington. Actually, I don't know what would happen if Oregon beats Washington and Florida State wins. Would Oregon jump Florida State, or would Florida State go to 3?
If Oregon beats Washington and what was the other one?
Florida State wins.
Florida State would go to 3, yeah.
You think so? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I guess they would still be undefeated, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, anything else you got?
Nope.
Going into this. All right, well, I guess that'll do it here for the Most Unprofessional Sports channel on YouTube, Swivel Chair Sports. I've been your host, Zach Circleberg Burkle, here with my coach today, Aaron. Go ahead and say bye, Aaron.
Iron.
All right, that'll do it. Deuces.